Showbiz Chicago, the podcast. I have one of my favorite people with me today, the star of Young Frankenstein, Roger Bart. Welcome to Showbiz Chicago.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here.
So, well, I should say welcome back to Chicago because, you have a long history here, and when you were in the producers, your daughter was actually born here.
Yes, the very first night of our invited dress, the night before that, I was alerted by her now mother that her water had broken and that I should try to get back to New York ASAP. And I immediately said to her, geez, of all the times she's finally to be on time.
Right.
This is it. So I took a plane that early the next morning, the first plane out of Chicago, went and delivered my little Eller, and then got back at about 6:30 at night and performed the first performance to the producers, which was one of the great days of my life.
And you know what? I was actually at that invited dress rehearsal, and I will never forget it. And I have to tell you, I really have never seen the producers since then because I can't get that out of my mind. I was sitting actually behind Mel and Anne Bancroft, and it was just one of the most
magical nights.
You just
truly was.
Just the whole energy of that show was amazing, amazing, and of course,
it was something else.
And Nathan.
I think all of us knew, we were all old enough and been around the block enough to know that we were in something very special and experiencing something unique. So it was really great.
Absolutely. And now you're in another Mel Brooks production of Young Frankenstein, and you actually started in the role of Igor when it was in the workshop, didn't you?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I had done that and was very much looking forward to doing that. And then they called me one day as we were after contracts were signed and said, "How would you like to play Dr. Frankenstein?" And so I took a night's sleep on it, and I thought, you know what, this is another unique opportunity, and I'm so used to being the funny sidekick. I thought it'd be a great chance to challenge myself and be a little bit out of my comfort zone.
And how was the rehearsal process for Young Frankenstein, especially coming off of the producers? Because the humor in Young Frankenstein is a little more, I should say, bawdy than in the producers. So
yeah, it was. I mean, it was different. Many things were different. It's been many years, of course, since we had rehearsed the producers, and so there was something fantastic about it because it was like a family at that point.
Sure.
Many of the creative team are the same, and a lot of the faces are the same, and Mel Brooks was there, and so it was very comfortable. It felt like one of my dreams had come true, which is to be part of the Mel Brooks Susan Stroman Repertory Company.
Absolutely.
But yes, you're right. Tonally it's a different show. It was originally written as a movie by Gene Wilder, and then was working with Mel on it, both a little bit with the writing and Mel directing it. It became the movie and the hit that it was. But it is tonally a little different, as it is not really Mel's writing. It didn't have that subversive quality that Blazing Saddles and the producers had. There was something a little less naughty about it, but naughty, certainly bawdy, but not naughty.
How is Susan Stroman's direction for Young Frankenstein different than it was for the producers? Like, what did she make choice-wise in her directions that was like a total opposite for you as an actor than in the producers?
Well, one of the amazing things about Susan is that she, like with a lot of people, the directors will tell you, so much of it, 95% of it is casting.
Right.
So, I've never been somebody who lacks ideas and takes on things. So she sort of stands back and lets me do my thing. And I think where she was really effective is in trying to keep the story clean and clear and keep our show on track. And with a Mel Brooks production, there's such a kind of the willingness and desire to
Right, and you're on tour now with two of the cast members from New York, Schuler and Corey. And Corey is just one of the most underrated actors, I think, that has been on the stage. He is just brilliant.
Well, I don't know how he's rated personally, but I think he's really terrific.
No, well, that's true. But I mean, he's always like flown under the radar, it seems.
As
far
he's been around a long time.
Absolutely.
He's having a good time, and I'm so happy he's here, and I'm really happy Schuler's here too.
Yes, Schuler has an amazing voice that you really don't hear till the end of the production. But what?
No, but I tell you, he does quite a variety of noises. So I've never grunts as well.
He does.
He's amazing.
Absolutely. How has the production changed from the Broadway production for you, and how have you adapted your character for the road?
Well, you know, the thing that when you have 10 or 11 months of performing a show behind you in a Broadway show, there is an ease to the way you do the show, and I would say that I've really benefited from learning how to pace the show and not have to work too hard.
Right.
And I mean that in the best sense, not as if I'm lazy, but more that I know how to just go through the show in a way with to not try to hit things too hard at the beginning or sometimes even expect too much at certain points. Makes me more relaxed to do good work.
Sure.
And the show itself, the great thing about being able to re-render it for Susan to the music department was to be able to make some edits in the show that were that maybe had always bothered them while watching it during New York when they come in and see it. And so we cleaned up a lot of stuff and tightened the show up. I know that people who have come to see the show have said that they've enjoyed it as much, if not more, than the show in New York. So something's going right.
Yeah. Now, I actually came to see you in previews in New York, and you were sick for a long time. So. Yeah. So. Well,
it was a hard show. I hurt my back at one point.
Right.
It's definitely took some muscle to get used to, but now it's in my body, so to speak.
Absolutely. So I want to talk about a couple of other shows that you were in. Of course, you were Snoopy and Charlie Brown, and Anthony Rapp was in that show, in another amazing production. So, and you were with Nathan Lane in The Frogs.
Yes, I was. That was great fun too. I got called at the last second. Susan wanted to make a change in the cast, and I love Susan Stroman, I love Nathan Lane, so they called me while I was on Martha's Vineyard on my first day of vacation. I think ever since I felt a little guilty about that.
Wow.
But I went back to New York that afternoon and had a great time. It was a very fun show to do, and with only 3 days of rehearsal, it was definitely unique.
Wow, I never knew you were that. 3 days and up you go.
Oh yeah, no, I replaced Chris Kattan with
right.
The show.
Yeah, no.
2 days before opening.
Absolutely.
So I told Susan, my reviews of that show were so good personally that I sort of thought, what, from now on I should just
3 days and then.
2 days before the way the critics like you a little more,
Absolutely. And of course, Desperate Housewives. You killed Bree's husband, and you're so known for that.
I know. You forgive me? Forgive me yet?
You know what? If you didn't kill him,
I remember calling him and saying,
all right.
Dude, I'm so sorry. I didn't plan on this. They didn't tell me, and suddenly you were dead.
No, if you weren't going to kill him, I was.
He should have insulted me at that pharmacy counter.
Yeah.
He should have said what he did.
Oh no, she's a bitch. She deserved it. Absolutely. And how was it transitioning from the musical, the producers, to the film? And how was filming that for you?
Oh, filming was great. We knew the show so well. It was a matter of the big question of the hour for all of us was, hey, how broad are we going to play this thing?
Right.
And of course, we had the first scene we shot was with Will Ferrell, and we saw how big he was, and thought, oh hell, we should just be big, like we did in the old days, and we'll see how it translates on film. So I know that we tried to do. I certainly tried to do takes that were a little bit more intimate, let's say, for the camera.
Right.
But if the work is good, even if you're broad, it still works great on film. And certainly, Zero Mostel was
No, and neither is Nathan.
No. I love them both.
And it's just great that that cast is preserved on film, so people didn't get a chance to see it.
It is great, and I've had so many people who've come up to me and didn't get to see the Broadway show, didn't get to see the original cast, and so and they loved the movie. So I'm just so happy that it was done. I've had so many people coming up to me on the street and going, "Yeah."
Absolutely, and a lot of people don't know, but you actually played Leo. You actually replaced Matthew for a while and went into the role of Leo.
Yeah, I did that part, altogether for about a year and a half.
Well, I know.
So it's a wonderful, wonderful role, and it's a great time to be in a producer's. I had a lovely, that was a great ride, those years. Absolutely. I was in and out of that show several times and really had a blast every time.
Absolutely. Now, how long are you going to be on tour with Young Frankenstein?
Well, I'm currently signed up to do it until late January, and you just never know. I don't know. That's how long I'll do it now, and if I may go away and come back, I'm not sure. It depends on whether they'll have me again, and certainly whether or not I have the stamina to continue with it and to stay, to be away from my daughter.
I know.
To go further away from New York.
It's got to be hard touring when your family is stayed away.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy.
That's one of the drawbacks of it, but sometimes it's also nice just to be out of New York, and it's nice to play the show out of New York,
Right, absolutely. Well, are you going to go scoot over to the Oriental and see Adam's family?
Oh, yeah. I'm hoping that there'll be a day that we can. I think there might be a Sunday night somewhere in these next few weeks that I can go and see it, so I'm really looking forward to it. I have lots of close friends in it.
I know.
I'm really excited about the show.
I know. Oh, do I hear a cough and a sniffle? Do I think you're going to get sick in the next couple of days? Maybe to go over and see it?
No, I battled something a little bit last week, and now I'm just shaking it. But I don't talk sometimes during the day, so you'll hear me for the first time words I've uttered.
Oh, Roger, I was just giving you an out so you could go see Adam's family. That's all. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And I have followed your career. I think you are one of the most brilliant actors on the Broadway stage right now.
You're so kind. Thank you so much. That makes my day hearing that. Thank you. It's a pleasure chatting with you.
All right. And Young Frankenstein is at the Cadillac Palace Theater, and it's hard to get tickets, but a few are still available, so go to showbizchicago.com.
Sure are. Yes, that's it. That's where to go. We're there, and we assure you of a great time and lots of laughs. It's one thing wonderful about Millbrook shows is people always come out with their tummy hurting from laughing, and that's been our experience. So we've had a great time, and we hope people come see it.
Absolutely. And actually, one of my favorite lines is still, "Put the candle back."
Yeah. It's one of my favorites, too.
Absolutely.
If you stand back behind a bookcase and yell it out for you're welcome to.
Will do. If I see you on the street, I'm going to say, "Put the candle back, Roger." Thank you, Roger Bart.
All right. Talk to you. Bye.
Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Roger Bart, and there was a Young Frankenstein at the Cadillac Palace.